Hey guys, the Bergmeister, and today we'll be taking a look at how to design post-apocalyptic figures in general, not these specific figures I have before you. Thus, see Pickle of Justice, or in a video discussing how to build minifigures based on a certain theme that aren't based off reference or anything. And I'm going to do that soonish, but today I want to do specifically post-apocalyptic figures. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing's probably a given for figures and mocks in general, designing figures that look nice, but all your figures should have leg printing. All these figures have leg printing. Leg printing is very important for designing a good-looking figure. Also, I find to make good-looking figures, you also need to have hair pieces on all of them, because having a stud on top of a figure's head looks really weird, especially in a mock. I would also recommend you use realistic skin tones, as there aren't that many aggressive, as I would call it, faces printed on yellow skin tones. And then color schemes, which is probably the most important thing. Take this figure, for example, who has a black torso, black arm, black knee pads, and then blue legs, blue undershirt, and then blue mask. Without color schemes, your figures will look like a jumbled mess. And I guess that's a tip for designing figures that aren't based on something overall in general. Or take this figure, who has a tan color scheme with dark tan legs and dark tan undershirt, and then just regular old tan torso. And then that brings us to our next point. Mixing things up. Having one hand with a glove, one without a glove. Take this figure who has a sleeveless arm, or this figure over here who's got a dark blue arm and then a dark tan arm. And then that dark blue arm fits with his dark blue legs. And then the black on his knee pads fits with his black hand and black hair and black backpack, which we'll get to later. And then overall, all these figures match really well. Turning these figures around, you won't see anything special except this backpack, which I have on this figure. And that's made up of this piece in black, which has some studs in front, a cheese slope that goes on like so, and then, actually I did that wrong, it goes on like that, and then a grill plate that goes on those studs there, and then you've got that backpack on a black neck bracket piece. And also this gives you a better shot of the hand colors, which you see very decent, but you've got black hands, you've got one dark gray hand, etc. Hair color should always match eyebrow color, otherwise it will look really weird. Obviously there's exceptions in some movies where that's part of the point of the character, but for the figures in general, hair color and eyebrow color should match. I also prefer longer hair, just going along with the stubble. It looks like they've been there for a long time, and definitely not, say, some formal hair, such as this hairpiece from Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then for facial expressions, once again, I really like aggressive expressions. For example, this figure, who I didn't like the expression as much of, I went ahead and added a nice blue mask to him to kind of cover that up. And now with all their hair pieces removed, you can just see how weird does it look to have studs on top of minifigure heads. Anyway, the reasoning behind this is if we turn this around, you can see all their alternate expressions, which are also really good for making mocks, such as the mock I made where it's a more peaceful setting. They're smiling, except for this one, which once again is a little weird. I don't really like this head, which is why I covered up with a blue mask. Finally, probably the most important thing is torso and leg detailing. All these figures have a common theme of, say, ammo pouches, or just pouches in general, or this weird-looking torso, where they all have that war-hardened type of feel, such as these leg prints, which has dirt and just straps, and overall knee pads. Would you ever wear knee pads in a casual setting unless you're like skateboarding or something? This figure is probably the outlier here, but that's kind of the point of this figure. You don't want all the figures to look the same. If you have any tips that I forgot, leave them in the comment section down below. And if you want to see these figures in a mock, click the card above, and there will be a link in the description below. Anyways, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another video. And with that, I bid you farewell.